Each of my children was adopted at birth. I was in the delivery room for all 6 of them. And I love them more than anything on this earth. However, they have daily struggles and had daily struggles, which is very painful to watch as a parent. Their birth mothers all, unfortunately, drank or used drugs. So my children were exposed in utero to all of these substances, and they had a profound effect on all 6 of them, sadly. It was certainly a labor of love, but after 23 years, I wanted to have some fun. Not that I didn't have fun with my children, but it's grim to have children that are ill and struggling. So I was on my own for the first time in my life, and my passion has always been dogs, and thus my adventure with European Great Danes started. Dogs played a big role in my children's lives, but I certainly didn't have a large number as the children came first. And I really had the time of my life. I mean, there wasn't one day where I didn't stop to think, this is perfection. I am happy. Hard work, loved it. But just to live with these perfect, loving beings, the sweetest time in my life. An ongoing question, and a very important question, has been and continues to be, how did there come to be so many dogs in my home? I think I was aware, certainly, that I was down on help. Certainly too many dogs. I tore cartilage in my knee and was not able to have surgery. So it was really what I would call a perfect storm. 9 dogs had been rehomed 2 weeks earlier, all to wonderful families. I had them fully vaccinated. Some were neutered before they went, all at my expense. And there was an additional 14 dogs that we had already established homes waiting for them, all just given away because I wanted to see them with children and in a regular home atmosphere. The significant thing here is that I was well aware of the issues. I had already rehomed some. There were also 4 8-week-old puppies that were promised. Their homes were waiting at my home that day. So it really was a perfect storm, and I absolutely am accountable. Never have argued that I am not. However, to say that they were not getting what they needed as far as food, water, love, veterinary care is just simply not correct. This is my beloved Etabetta, who is 5 this year. She was one of the first imports. She came from Russia, and she came to me at a time when I really thought I would never be able to laugh again. My husband and I had just separated, leaving my children in another home. It was very painful. And from about day 2, I realized what a remarkable dog this is. And put it this way, I laughed till I cried. Everyone was given a section, a group of dogs. My dogs go out in small groups. A typical day, my home started usually at 7 o'clock. I would have a group of 6 in my bedroom. They would go out. The way my property was set up and fenced, I have 58 acres. A large group of dogs, which to me is 4 or 5 of these Danes, could go out at the same time as another group and another group because it was all sectioned. So they had a great deal of land, but still could not get to each other in case they ever wanted to fight or a female was in heat or whatever. And I had at times 5 full-time help, at times 3. And as I have said, it was efficient, fun, and everybody loved what they were doing. We'd start feeding at 8, get there at 7, let dogs out, clean, start feeding at 8. My dogs all ate raw. Puppies were fed freshly ground meat mixed with a commercial puppy food. And we'd usually be finished around 9:30, and everybody would rest. I always let my dogs sit for a good hour after they've had water or food, and we would do more cleaning. There'd be always a lot of laundry, probably 3 trips a week to the vet. Usually I would do that, and always stop at McDonald's, and they always knew the Great Dane car because we would order 50 plain cheeseburgers. Oh, there's the Great Dane lady. And my dogs loved it. They knew that's where we were going to go after the vet. And we'd come home, and in the afternoon was really more time outside with the dogs, or if it was a bad day, doing nails, cleaning ears, just having one-on-one time with them. And usually 4:30, everybody would go home, and that would be my time to have alone with my dogs. And usually 9 o'clock at night, everybody was fast asleep, and that was the end of the day. My dogs were seized on June 17th, and I had no idea how long this would have continued. My primary goal from the next day on, and continues to be, to get my dogs rehomed. And I'd say the most difficult and painful thing for me from that day on, and certainly going forward, is that they are essentially in jail through no fault of their own. My lawyers filed a motion as early as August with 48 homes waiting for these dogs. Some people I know, some people I didn't know, but all of these people have had experience with Great Danes. And sadly, my hands have been tied through every attempt. My greatest wish is to see each and every one of these beloved dogs go home. And I don't care if that home is an apartment or a mansion. They need to be loved. I want people with them, and they need to live their life.